They're here.
That partner! Hyacine said you That's the medical prowess of the Twilight.
You've completed the trial of time. And I have to admit, however, I never expected that.
That's what we have been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a long...
Many have had this idea, but so far, there have been no results. Nevertheless, now is not the time for us to give up. At the very least, we can still see a glimmer of hope. Cypher. I'll try and get her to return to Akima, but do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout the history of M4, it is my duty. We too require you to bear the divine position. But before that...
What's wrong, Aglaya?
Omens always come in pairs. A tiny... It's Anaxagoras.
In the end...
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate, Finan. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I of the past millennium...
I'm back here. I remember this dream. This realm is covered in a...
Hey! Excuse me!
The mutters of the Traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps...
Tell me, which Titan reigns over...
Hand of...
Hand of Shadow then... Could this...
Not...
Then where is this? River of Souls?
the Nether Realm. Titan, listen.
What? The Traveler lifts their I look in the direction they are pointing and listen. The sound of tide. I can hear it. I hear it. Deep within the tides. A voice.
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you yearn for? Oh, you have awoken. Welcome back to the mortal. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than I expected. Ultimately, it seems like the Titan's core flame is incompatible with a mortal body.
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm?
In my estimation, at best.
15 days and nights.
What is it? Are you finally starting to be...
On the contrary, 15 days feels a little too long for solving a singular problem. Stop giggling. It's time for us to...
Let me ask you one more question.
What betrayal is there to speak of when I was...
What about that white-haired student of yours? Acting...
There will be a price to pay for blind faith. This is...
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how I've always been.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Lord Inexact. It's been a while. I greet you on behalf.
It's you.
Buy carefully into
There are Antikytherans here? They have been...
I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Lygus.
You
know about us. We Antikythera, just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaya is secretly listening in on our...
The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threats, and just let her listen to my words.
May I
I need not any plan, because she can do nothing other than petty espionage. As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Orynyx's fall, any attempt to capture the core flame within me will only usher chaos and calamity. While I, Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special envoy to Akima's Citizens' Assembly. Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord.
Very well. She's been waiting. Follow me, please. Is something...
Nothing, really. It's just a question that I contemplate every time before I ascend to Dawncloud. For the Titans.
A pondering truly deep. Time is...
While all living beings must ultimately face their demise, Kefali has yet to meet theirs. Their journey...
Are you suggesting that Kefali may not...
Yes. For dying implies an ongoing process, an action, whereas death signifies a static state. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time, thus elongating their passage into death. The notion of their fall is but a misinterpretation born of mortal ignorance.
An intriguing concept, albeit challenging to substantiate. After all, Kefali has maintained a profound silence ever since the era Arasa, while scholars and priests alike have conveyed the message of the gods' imminent fall.
Perhaps the god...
Could you...
Circes, the kin of the Skyfather as recounted in myths, now resides...
That very well could be true.
In that case, the myths craft...
It's worth a try. I believe, because I completely concur with you on this. Please, Professor. Welcome to Dawncloud. The atmosphere here, only esteemed beings grace this place, and among them...
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity.
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your... In the meanwhile, you...
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods.
As you wish.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant...
Save your concerns.
I shall... Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here. I'm quite intrigued to see...
Off you go. I won't... This Titan appears to be quite at ease.
Be aware. I can hear you...
Professor Anaxa! Over here!
An abundant fragrance, worthy of recognition.
Professor Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove
You could say it's the fates toying with us.
It's only the Crimnoans and I. So, are you here to report the incident to the council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove, Akama would be next in line.
Tell me, how much...
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the council that the flame changed. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune, declaring that all was resolved beyond Akama, with the only remaining menace now being Aglaya and her adherents.
No surprises there.
Being an...
Shouldn't you be searching for me?
I was really curious to see how you would find, but it seems as though this kindness...
I'm afraid you'll be...
Even blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems.
Looks like my presence here is quite unwelcome.
Intricate weaving, nothing left to chance. An abundant fragrance, worthy of recognition. A gentle texture and a fine craftsmanship.
As Cephalles preached.
Surely you jest. Let me remind you.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or, as I see it,
You.
Seeing as we were able to hear...
Oh my.
Are you praising...
Praising him, of course.
Didn't you hear me?
I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Oh, my. Could it...
Every plant, every tendril, no, even every...
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead.
This mural is cool.
I really can't tell whether you are...
Of course, for all we know, this could be the end.
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul?
Since you are aware of this, why...
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate...
How do two...
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawn-Cloud this... What, then, is the...
The entire plan is stored in my memory. So why don't you look there?
Oh my. Even a member of the preeminent Seven Sages must hug his Dromastal to sleep?
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling.
Since our days are... This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like...
So there are other members in your family, eh?
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on, continue. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was...
Oh, the Black Tide is...
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefal...
This...
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there...
Oh, I remember that person.
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, movement, since all living things stemmed from the same origin. Why could I not...
But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause your beloved. Where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where no...
Calm down, teacher. She's still not in the mortal realm. It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely equivalent exchange. All I received...
Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my... Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Continue the research into souls, but you know...
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I may have lost an eye, but my view... I have grasped the truth with my bare hands.
Who would have thought such a secret lay concealed beneath that hefty eye patch? However, this story doesn't seem to be...
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me yours.
Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about...
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is now admitting a lack of...
Child of humanity, remember this. Being cognizant of one's ignorance is the greatest wisdom of all.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random...
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light.
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met.
Carefully. The one who If you truly have.
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold grudges against.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
An abundant fragrance, worthy of recognition.